What up, though? In my Detroit native tongue. Don't forget, y'all, smash, like, subscribe, share, comment. Like I said in all my other videos, I don't care what you comment. I get a lot of compliments, and I really appreciate that, man. I really freaking appreciate that. And all the people that leave the negative comments, it's cool. I'm straight. But most of the negative comments be like, well, you're a vivid storyteller. I think that was you was the predator. You know, if I did do that and I did experience that and I did go through that time, then it's all good. I would tell y'all. But no matter what you think, it's all good. You interact. I'm cool with that. Today I'm doing a Q&A. So I went to my comments, copied and pasted and printed out all the questions. And I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability. Remember, I'm talking about the Michigan Department of Corrections, not California, not Texas, not none of that. I'm talking about here. Level 1, 2, 4, and 5. Ain't no 3s. But I've been to them all. I've been to the worst of worst. I've been to all 5 level 5s. Marquette, ByrdEl, IMAX. All of them. I'm giving you my experience. The homie, what is his name? David Lopez Ill. He can get in those comments. Go read his comments on my videos. He can vouch for this. This ain't no lying. This ain't no fabricating. I'm telling you what really go down, and it might not seem plausible, or it might seem ambiguous as to what's going on in the Michigan Department of Corrections. But you got to understand the level of individuals that you're dealing with. Hope y'all like this light in the background. I thought it'd be a little bit different. Just try this one instead of the other ones. I don't know. Kind of look like I'm at a rave or something. But regardless of that, this is my Q&As. But before I start the Q&As, man, shout out to Greg Hashley. Thank you, man, for the wonderful comments and the great questions and the intriguement. Stand back and watch his channel. M. Colvin, Cameron Page, shout out Betty Rowley. Thank you for the comments. Like I said, David Lopez Ill also. I appreciate y'all a whole lot. And anybody else that I missed, I'm going to catch you. Highlight one of your comments or something like that, man. But I appreciate the love. So the Q&A we want to get into. I might have answered some of this before in other videos, but this is just directly the Q&A. Same story I'm going to get you. I don't have to go back and look at them and find out what I said. I know what the truth is. You did. When you lie, you don't have to worry about telling another lie. Well, excuse me, when you don't lie, you don't have to worry about telling another lie. Yeah, I know I'm unprofessional. I'm smoking, doing my, my videos, all that. So what? I'm just getting to you raw and real. I'm going to get my background and all that stuff together, but as of now, I just want to just drop the heat, dog. That's it. All right, let's get into it, man. It's been 3 minutes of me talking about some BS instead of my shout-outs. First question, how do you know if someone is a snitch? It's called a PSI packet, pre-sentence investigation. It's also called a discovery packet, which if you're going to prison, you have to get a discovery packet or your prior charges. Sometimes your prior charge is missing, but your new charges, the details, the statements, those things. Everybody comes to prison with a discovery packet or some type of PSI packet. Period. You, somebody say you're a snitch. First off, don't say nobody's a snitch if you don't know for sure. So what you do is go to that person, my brother, which is my brother, a Moorish American. He said you've been telling on people. Most gangs will let you just get them, but some gangs, if they got respect for the individual, did they say a snitch? If he cool or if he affiliated with another group, you just can't go at him because it's gonna start a big war. So you say, hey, since we're not just gonna go at your buddy, you're gonna have to get him off the yard, but he snitched on my homeboy. And snitching is not allowed in your camp, it's not allowed in my camp. Moors don't do that. Nation of Islam do paperwork to an extent, but the gangs and the criminal organizations, the vice lords, GDs, and sorry for calling them criminal organizations because they don't believe that. They believe that they're just an organization, but that's what's dictated by law. That's what's dictated by state rules. You can't be a vice lord, you can't be a GD, it's illegal. But regardless of all that, those type of organizations do the paperwork. So they'll go to them and say, hey, your man's a snitch. So since we just didn't go stab him, you'll have to get him off the yard if he is a snitch. So they'll go to him and say, hey, there's somebody saying that you told on about your case. You're his co-defendant or you his friend's co-defendant. Let us see your paperwork, and they'll go through it and see if he snitched. So if it's not in there, they'll have somebody in the outside world. Just look up his name. John Doe versus the state of Michigan. John Milton Doe versus the state of Michigan. John Jane Doe versus the state of Michigan. Go in there, look it up, and it'll give all his appeals, or to give his statements. You can find anything. Sometimes you don't, but you can find something that says John Jane Doe confessed to 3 killings when he was caught and told who accompanied him during the killings. Now, pending investigation, you got a choice. You better go fight whoever said it. You better go stab somebody, or you better go lock up. You say, I don't want to be on this compound no more. I don't feel safe, and ruin your whole reputation because you might have a stabbing coming towards you from either group. Your group might get you, or they might say, hey, look, we ain't gonna do nothing to him, but we kicked him out. So whatever you do to him is free game. And once you free game, you ain't got no support, no backup, and you get into it with an organization like the Bloods, the GDs, the Vice Lords, the Maniac Latin Disciples, Spanish Cobras, Aryan Brotherhood, you're going to get stabbed up, and you're going to go to a hole, go to another prison, and probably get stabbed again or beat up, and then you probably get left alone. But you can never be a part of another illegal organization or gang again. You can go join a religion, they accept you. And they will protect you. Because even if you're a rat and you're a Moorish American, if you're a good Moorish American, an upstanding Moorish American, you better not touch him. Even if he is a rat, even if he is a rapist, even if he is a pedophile, you better not touch him. You're going to have 30, 40 old guys with knives out on the yard and 20 other young guys all ready to fight and stab you over one individual we call our brother. Now, that's how they find out if you a snitch. The paperwork. That's what talk. If it ain't paperwork, it's just accusations. And you left up to your own and do whatever you want to do. But there's consequences behind not being able to prove somebody a snitch. What do they do to snitches? They could cut your face, stab you in the eye, throw hot water on you, simply jump you. They could say, hey, we ain't gonna do nothing till you give us $30 a month. Or you get store every 2 weeks, commissary every 2 weeks. Give us $30 out of each of your stores. Tell your mom send a $600 money order here and $50 a month from the time you're on this compound to the time you leave. Send me $20 a week, whatever. It might be $20 a month. Whatever you can afford, whatever they feel like they can extort you out of, that's what they're gonna do. So anything can happen. Are gay people bullied? Gay people are discriminated against. People won't play board games with them. People won't really talk to them, except other gay people or real old time prisoners. It's more the feminine ones that's discriminated against. Let me go into detail. The feminine ones, the hey girl, the ones that wear makeup and stuff like that. Those are the ones discriminated against. Nobody want to deal with them, except maybe your older inmates that's just used to it. Another guy that's homosexual, that's a masculine guy, they might associate with him, but most people don't associate with the feminine ones, but they associate with the masculine ones because they respect them. It's a respect thing in prison. Everything based around the ultimate respect. Because if you disrespect, you're going to pay the ultimate price. Everything based around respect. Some gay people are bullied, some are raped. But y'all got to remember, just because he a girl, lipstick wearing guy, he's still in here for 6 murders. He's still been down since 1989 for 3 homicides. He'll still stab you in your face. So some feminine homosexuals, people might not talk to them or something, but they won't be calling them fags. They won't be calling them all types of boys and punks. They won't do all that. They'll be more respectful when you got a reputation for yourself. You got to understand it's still a man. And everybody scared to get beat up by a feminine homosexual. And then you got the masculine homosexuals. Some of them guys got more respect than your heterosexual gangbanger. Like Rambo X. When he come in the day room, all that fag word, all that he a punk. Oh man, I hate homosexuals. Are you gay? That stopped. They say, oh, he's a LGBTQ community. Oh, yeah, you're just an alternative lifestyle. Gangsters turned it. Because Rambo X ain't playing no roles with you. He don't mind stabbing you in your eye. He don't mind stabbing you in your heart. So some gay people get bullied and raped. Some do the bullying. It's a crazy world. Don't forget, just because they feminine don't mean they soft at all. You better respect them. What happens to sex offenders? Depend on who you are. There are sex offenders that's gangster. Guy Walker, look him up. Killed people all back in the day in Jackson the first time he was in prison. He got 2 rape cases, 2 murders, and admitted to rape and murder, or admitted to murders. Convicted of multiple sex offenses. Down, and people know it, and they ain't gonna say nothing to him. Dog about 5'6", pretty eyes, kind of got long hair, kind of a little bit stocky. He ain't playing no roles. Ask anybody about New York and MdocOtis. He's a rapist, knocking white guys out, doing Lord knows what to him. Guys, monsters. But then you got the sex offenders, the white guy with the big glasses walking around dorky. They could rape them. They rape them, cut their face up. I remember a sex offender unit in Marquette level 1 when they used to come through the lunch line and we used to serve the sex offender unit when they come out. All of them got $1.50, $3 up their face, you know, stabbed in the face and stuff like that. They get extorted, they get raped. But some of them ain't going for it. Most of them know get extorted, get bullied, or they real quiet, scared to associate with anybody because somebody might get the bright idea to say, hey, what you in here for? You my friend. So they scared to make friends. So they live in a hole. They live in level 5s. Level 5 already 23 and 1. They just refuse to come out. They'd never go shower. They'd just shower in their room. And then when it's time to go to a lower level where you got to come out, where the doors open up all day and people got keys to the room, before they get sent to that level, they'll take and throw some urine on the guard just to stay in that level and get the points back. So let me move on real quick because I'm going into too much detail. What is the biggest group? Moore-Science Temple of America. It could be anywhere from small as 20 on a yard, and then it jump up to 100, then jump up to 150. The most I seen on the yard was like, I think 275, 300. No, yeah, like 275. All of them wasn't rotating, a part of the mob. Some of them doing their own thing. But those are the ones off count. So I think the most ever counted that actually go to service, actually gonna ride for us, actually fall under our jurisdiction. I think it was like 270, but it was like 340 on the yard, 350, but 270 was active. The Bloods probably the second because they be 50 deep damn near every yard. Every yard be 50 of them, 40 of them. Even on the small yards, it's 35 of them. Level 1, I seen it jump up from like 7 Bloods to like 25 in a couple days. Same thing with the Moors. I seen it was like 6 Moors on the yard and it jumped up to like 30 real quick on the level 1 yard. So Moors, followed by the Bloods, followed probably by the Sunnis, followed by the GDs. Those are the biggest groups on the yard. Definitely the biggest groups on the yard. Them Moors and Bloods, though. What do you make weapons out of? Anything. Jolly Ranchers. Roll them up, melt them down, roll them up. Coffee cup lid. Melt it down, put another coffee cup lid on it, melt it down. And it comes to a point if you can steal those from the officers because you don't get them no more. Old prisoners got the long toothbrushes still. Shave them down. Whatever. You're not allowed to have razors no more, but you get razors in the hole because you're not allowed to have clippers. You get the razor, but you got to give it back 30 minutes later. So some guards will forget to get it. Some guards will forget to look at it. And there'd be a razor missing out of it. They wrap it in some bed sheet and tissue and then slice your face open. You ever seen the soup can top? Soup can top. Corn can top, cream of corn, whatever. You take that, the serrated lid, roll it up. Break the other the circle part of the can, break it down the middle, or smash it flat, bend it in the door, in and out the door. It'll break, rip. Now you got 3 knives. Roll them up. Those things will cut through you like crap. I seen a guy get $150 with that. His whole face, you seen the inside of his jaw when he got hit with it. That's the scariest thing, is $150. I'd rather somebody stab me in my chest and my back, and I take my chances. But to put that on your face, woo! Break open the Panasonic battery. It's a needle in there. Wrap it up in bed sheet. There it go. The case that it came out of, smash it down, sharpen it up. The aluminum, well, not the aluminum, it's the material that's over the big commercial lights. Wrap that up. Icicles from outside off the roof. Wrap it up, keep it outside. Nail clippers. They're about this small, but you can, braid them, break it together, real tight, sharpen. A pen, wrap it up, real tight, sharpen. A plastic spoon. 2 plastic spoons together, tied real tight with a pencil in the middle. You stab. Stuff stole out of the kitchen. Pieces of locker doors. Screws coming up out in the old prisons. It's old cement screws. Sometimes you can pull up. The little sharp pieces of the fence you might be able to break or cut. Stolen screwdrivers off the maintenance man car. Damn near anything can be a weapon. Hot water, that's a weapon. Boil it, throw it on somebody, that's a weapon. So all that stuff. Paper clips. Make you weapons out of damn near anything they can find. Pieces of locker doors. A CO had his coat hanger stole. He brought a coat hanger to work where he wasn't supposed to. Stole the coat hanger, made like 7 little picks out of it. Sold them all for like $5 a piece. Okay. Do officers get assaulted often? Not often as should be. Not often as back in the day. I wouldn't say not as often as should be, but they are very disrespectful. Hey inmate, come here. Hey convict, come here. Hey punk, come here. Mess up your room, all types of stuff. So they do get assaulted. Usually the gang officers that harass people. And then higher levels, they get stabbed and stuff like that, because it might be a young guy that's impressionable, a follower. He'll come down, he'll join the blood gang. He has no rank, he got to prove himself. Say, look, dog, you got natural life sentence. You got 40 years. Go stab the officer, they're going to give you 3 or 4 years for it. And it'll run concurrent with the time you already got. He'll go do it. Because you want to fit in, you want to be a part of this group, you want to be a part of something for the first time in his life. You want to be a part of his new family, because this is all he got, so they'll do it. But it's not very often. You'll probably see CO get punched every 6 months, probably stabbed once a year. That's what I've seen. Now back in the day, it was going on a whole lot from the stories I was told, but as these new times, it's not really like that. Inmates are more here violent towards other inmates. Now you go down to Arizona, that's a different story. They're down there really killing them boys. California, same thing. Most infamous people I met, most of them been Moorish Americans, like Lil Larry Davidson. You look him up, Larry Davidson. That's the guy who killed Blade Icewood, allegedly. I mean, that's what he in there for, but I'm just saying allegedly. He could have not did it. But Dog was like a serial hitman out here. And when I heard stories about him before I met him, how his attitude was, how he stabbed guys and stuff like that. So, and they also told me he got a list of everybody he hit on his back. And I looked at his back, and there was some names on there that he was locked up for. So it kind of made me like, maybe he did do all that, because he rumored to do it all. All the stories I heard about him killing somebody's uncle, robbing and killing this guy. This guy I heard, well, it's a true story, look it up. He shot some guys up. I guess one of them died. The other one was still living. He got a call like, oh, dude on the line crawling. So by the time he came back, the ambulance was already out there. He shot at the ambulance, hit one of them or grazed one of them, went back, finished the job, and was out. So Lil Larry, that's David Sneal, a lot of respect. from every group, every organization, a lot of respect. So being alongside that guy, people really, really definitely left me alone. Even if I did do something out the way, they like, nah, you know, not with him. But little Larry Davidson, Rimmer Bay, Ricky Rimmer, look him up, RIMMERBEY. Look him up. Look his story up on the internet too. Google him. Officers allegedly got killed by him. Inmates, everybody know things allegedly happened. What they did. Years in a hole, 5 years here, 10 years here. Had his kids in prison. Was literally the most powerful man in prison at one point in time, especially when it was wide open and the rules were different. Ricky Rimmer Bay put the fear in God, guys. But he a nice, beautiful man. Great man. I would love to see him back in society. He got natural life. Hopefully he get back, because he gave back time. He gave back like 3 natural life sentences, and he stuck with one. Been down 42, 43, 45 years, something like that. Good guy, but put the fear in God in his name, because I've heard about him on the streets. And he been down 40-some years. So if you're still hearing about a guy that been down since 1976, 78, on the streets in 2015, 2019, you know he put in some work. Perry Common Bay, one of the biggest drug dealers that Michigan has seen. He out now. Did about 27 years for 650 grams. He out. Rambo X, I told you stories about him. Rambo X, like boys, homosexuals, whatever you call them, in the Michigan Department of Corrections. But he a hitter. That's the guy I told y'all. He told, you owe me some money, so when I come back and clean this bathroom, when I come back, your cheeks better be. No, he said, I bet not see nothing that resemble a man when I come back. He told him that. Dude had his butt cheeks on the window when he came back. He coming down the hall whistling. On my way back, this Rambo, remember, dog got his cheeks on the door. Damn, bro, we thought you was tough, but Rambo X put the fear in God in gas. Because all the stories about him stabbing people in the face and the eyes, it's crazy. Scantless Butch, another guy. Scantless Butch messed with boys. Scantless Butch was an old YBI guy, a lot of hits and stuff like that, but he was very popular. People knew he was about that life. He was a real cool dude, though. He was real laid back. Crazy. And that's as far as the infamous guys that I met. Oh, Deandre goes, BadGuyDre. I forgot the 82 dude name. Monster. Chance. I ain't sure what Chance is. He like denounced being Aryan Brotherhood or racist or something like that, but he run with him. If you're a sex offender and Chance around you ain't got no chance. Why they call him Chance? It's a chance. Dealing with him is a chance. Whether you black, white, whatever, it don't matter. You disrespect him too much, you through. Done. Have you ever seen people die, killed, suicide? Suicide, of course. Of course. Imagine being just a month past not being able to constitutionally and rightfully receive a natural life sentence for a murder. A month past it, or a couple days past your 17th birthday. If you would have committed the murder 2 days early, the most they could give you was 35, might have offered you 25. But to be 18 and get a natural life sentence, to be 18 and know that you got to do 50 years, to be 18 and know you got to do 80 years, to be 45 or 50 years old and get an 80-year sentence, and all your appeals denied. You 25 years in on your bid. You 50 years old, 25 years in on your bid. To be 25 in, to be 20 years in on your bid. Coming down to 20. If you came out 20 years old and you 20 years in on your bid and you 40, but you still got another 60 to do, kill yourself. It's gonna turn you into, it could turn you into a girl. It could turn you into an over masculine man. It could turn you into somebody to talk to themselves, somebody to play with rats, somebody to play with feces. I've seen men come down, hang themselves in quarantine like, oh, this is life for me for the next 30 years? And they hanging when you walk past. I seen a guy jump off like a 4 or 5 tier. The dummy didn't even, let me not call him a dummy, but he didn't even jump head first. This went into this, and now he just paralyzed. His hips and bones went down there into his stomach, broke all this, everything. And I actually seen the guy jump head first, and then I look down, all you see is blood. In quarantine. You didn't even get to the real prison yet. But that 23 hours in the room, it messed with you. Get to talking to you. So plenty suicides. Guy get raped, then he just go commit suicide. They took a guy's supplies and stuff and broke it up, and he couldn't cope with it because he couldn't afford no more supplies. They messed up his store and everything. Killed himself. Guys overdosing, killing themselves. Guys just about to go home, killing themselves. They maxed out their bid, and they don't have the balls to go commit another crime in prison, or don't want to hurt nobody else, but they want to stay in prison. They about to get kicked out, and they don't want to go home. They've been here 40 years. Seen that too. I seen guys get stabbed and get hit in the wrong spot by mistake and die. So yeah, murder goes on. Seen about 4 homicides. But I seen about 6 homicides. None of them, except like 2 weren't. Well, excuse me, 1 was intentional. Only 1 of them was intentional. You go stab somebody right here, and they move right here. You go right here, and they move right here. Now you just hit them in their heart. Also, seen my homeboy go in the yard and run and had a hole in his heart and died. Seen guys go on visits, get caught up, swallow the dope, and die. So you see a lot of death. You see a lot of suicide. Still the world. You know what I'm saying? Worst thing I seen, probably the hot water incident when dude got his face melted off. That's probably one of the worst things I seen, because I actually felt like I seen guys get stabbed and didn't really feel sorry for him. But when he got his face melted over some stuff he did 20 years ago about telling on another guy 20 years ago in prison about a typewriter being too loud at night. Probably the worst thing I seen, and maybe the most jerking thing is when I told y'all about that prison predator tactics. The guy seen in Ken Ross getting pressured, getting smacked, beat up. That kind of messed with me a little bit, because he was a real cool guy, real nice, give you anything. Just wasn't meant for prison. Should never did what he did though to come to prison, you know. So those are consequences you got to deal with. How much does it cost for a hit? Well, you got a guy like Frank Sanders Hill, shot Islam to my homeboy. You give him $100, he'll go stab a guy. $100 in food, 20 bags of chips, 50 noodles, might get stabbed. You can give a guy 50 noodles, 5 bags of chips, he'll go stab a guy, cut a guy. Don't cost much. So just imagine if you put $500 real cash on his head. Just imagine if a guy got some real money and say, hey, I give $1,000 to an appeal lawyer out there for you to look at your case. Boy, you good as stabbed. Don't cost much. Don't cost much to get you stabbed. Don't cost much for you to get stabbed. None of that. It don't take for you to do much to get stabbed, I should say. Just owe 2 34-cent noodles to somebody and let him feel like you're trying to play. You're done. So don't cost much at all. Worst person or worst prison that I've been to was Ken Ross, the Blacktop, not Hiawatha, but the Blacktop. Too many blind spots. And the unit, like I said, the unit I was in, when you walk back to it, between the garden farm thing and the pole bar where we live at, and the first door into the unit, all a blind spot. That's the scariest place to walk, because that's where everybody's gonna stab you at. It's where everybody gonna invite you. Hey, come talk to me. Even if you're not in your, hey, come talk to me real quick. He could not be trying to stab you, but if he asked you to come talk to him by that walk, by that barn, by that garden area, chances are you could get stabbed. Especially if the mood real quiet. You can tell. Everybody know who about to get stabbed except the person, right? But you got some people that just got that instinct like me. Everything real quiet. Everybody too on point. All the groups walking together. Usually it'd be 2 Bloods and a Vice Lord, 5 Bloods right here, 3 Bloods and a GD, Mobites and One Nation Islam guy. You know, it'd be like that. But when everybody by themselves and they all in groups, the max you can have to a group is 4 people. So it'd be 4 people in each group of people, but all the groups by each other. Something about to go down. Ken Ross, Hiawatha. So many people stabbed. So many people face sliced. That was the worst prison to me. Level 2. Level 2. My scariest moment is probably when I came to the realization where I was at for real, when I seen dude face get melted. I thought little Larry was about to stab me one time. It was a bunch of stuff I was like kind of nervous about. I had pissed Rumor Bay off one time. I was kind of like nervous about that. And I didn't want to touch him because I know everybody gonna be like, oh man, you touch Rumor Bay, and then they might try to get me, or they might not, I don't know. But yeah, those was, I actually, one of my brother mans, one of his boyfriends, Anthony Fontaine, or Fountain, you can pronounce it Fountain or Fontaine. Dude, I had said something to him, I scared the life out of him. And I didn't know that was my brother man's boyfriend. And like he kind of was on edge a little bit. And this guy about 5'3", short, with this I smoke him. Or even this, but if he catch me off guard, you don't kill somebody before. In prison, you don't kill the guy and stab so many other guys. Also, I was kind of nervous. And little Larry, my situation, I just almost bumped into him by mistake, and he got mad. And he was in his little mood, so we was kind of like eye-wrestling each other for a week. I'm looking at him, I ain't backing down. He looking at me, I ain't backing down. Now, mind you, he about 5'2", also about 130 pounds. I'm 6'3", 260. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of nervous. So that was probably my scariest moments. Maybe one when I went in the day room and I went to the middle of it and sat down. And then the police was like, don't nobody come out the day rooms. It was just a situation with a more and a blood. And I'm in a day room with all the bloods. And they looking at me. But SmbSpade come over there. Hey, it's my bro. He ain't got nothing to do with none of this shit. He about to go home. Then everybody just stopped looking at me. I'm like, thank God. Oh, Lord, thank you. The boys look like they about to tear my head off, dog. That was probably my scariest moment. Or remember back, because I know he shooting to kill you. He don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But he a good guy now. So he probably wouldn't have tried to kill me if he did stab me. But still, getting stabbed by somebody that's been stabbing somebody for 45 years, scared. Because they know every way to hit you. And he used to teach us every way to hit a man and how fast to do it. Dog was crazy with it. Why don't we just beat gays up and ban it? First, that's not our job. That's not nobody's job to ban all the gays. The gangs don't allow gays. And if you gay, you gay. And then if we did go around beating up all the gays and telling them they can't be gay, some of those gays, like Rambo X, like my brother man, them boys hitting, they killing, they shooting. So that'll be a whole war within itself. You'll be getting stabbed each and every way, bro. Each and every way. Like, yeah, you can't outlaw being gay. Not in the Michigan Department of Corrections. You can't. No, too many. Plus, it's really ain't nobody concerned that you gay. No way. Why do you care that somebody gay? Not you, but saying, like, do what you do. Are you institutionalized? To an extent, I am, because I do things now, even though I'm not in the streets. I've done things from an institutionalized standpoint. One day, my homeboy, and my other homeboy, which don't know each other like that, but they both respect me. They both call me big bro. They both know my old reputation. So it was another guy. He was instigating. Oh man, he said this about this and that. So they to the point where they about to fight. So I let him, because I never seen one of my little bros get into it. Never seen him really defend himself. I wanted to see what he's gonna do against the bigger guy. He swung everything. So I'm like, hey, stop. Y'all got love for me? Y'all got respect for me? All right, cool. I just want to see if he stand up for himself. Y'all shake each other's hands. Dude instantly gay, like, oh man, I got listen. And then I let the situation die down, and I just punched the dude that was instigating in his mouth. He squared up, hit him again. He didn't want to fight. Man, why you do that to me? Because you was instigating. If I'd never been in prison, I wouldn't have did that. I'd have never been trying to do the realest thing I could possibly do. You dig what I'm talking about? So that's one of the reasons why I say I'm institutionalized. If somebody do something to me, I do it back unconsciously. I do it right back to them. Whatever they do to me, I'm straight, and I don't think about it. It's hard to forgive somebody. Like, you know, if I go to the hood and they do something, whatever, it went too far, they talk about me or something, or whatever the case may be, I could never trust them again, even if they said that it's over, because the things that I've seen when people said that it's over and they come back 7 days later, like my brother Smithfield, I told you stories, the paranoid Smithfield story, right? He was cool with the dude, said sorry, everything, went to lunch with him, gave him food, cooked for each other, everything, and on the 7th day, he stabbed, even though it was over. So I'm paranoid. So yeah, I'm institutionalized. I have PTS from it, but I just keep it moving, man. I try to get that out of my system as much as I can. Have someone try to rape you? No, nobody ever tried to rape me. Now I believe some people indirectly tried to see if I was gay and would do something with them or something like that. You know, but never know, oh, you gonna give me something. Oh, you better give me this to try to get me in debt and all that stuff. No, that's not it. But smash, like, subscribe. 37 minutes on that should have been a little bit more brief. But I'm just giving y'all the details. I'm trying to drop the fire for y'all, man. If y'all like it, just let me know. Share it. Peace, blessings to all y'all, brothers.